Welcome back, MTG Joe here. Gonna start things off to my Canadian viewers. Happy Thanksgiving, and boy, oh boy, is it a weekend to be thankful if you enjoy playing Historic. So I am thankful that Arena Championship happened this weekend. Is it Wizards, one of my favorite decks of the format, took it down in convincing fashion. Shout out to Shinya Saito taking it down. But more than anything to be thankful for, the new Alchemy set's garbage, so pretty much could avoid that. But we got card rebalancing, and I cannot be happier. We have finally, let's get this nice and big on screen. 2 cards are being rebalanced. Orcish Bowmaster has lost the ability on enter the battlefield to ping a creature, meaning Esper Sentinel, all the elves that are 1 toughness, Thalia, really any 1 toughness creature is now unbanned in the Historic and Alchemy format for those who still play. But that's big news. We can play a whole bunch of different strategies again that got hated out. Notably though, this does make mono green arguably better. Unbanning effectively shadow banning from before, your Llanowar elves, your Elvish mystics, stuff of that nature. It made it so it was harder to old growth troll on 2 because the halfling couldn't produce the mana. This cleans up that mana, but it does allow us to play like those taxes decks that we saw previously. At one point, like the black-white humans decks. I'm thinking also like a green-white Coco style shell. Archon of Emeria, really good at punishing mono greens, similar to Redain. We could have Thalia taxes, whole bunch of kind of cool cards that we could kind of revisit. Notably as well with this, Crucius is now unbanned again, so you can play your Cruciuses. What does this lead to? Well, you can have a return to those Jund style decks. Rakdos can take a look at it again, and it also lets Reanimator shells kind of play. We saw for a while we had the Mardu or black-red Reanimator shells that would use Unburial Rites with Atraxa. You can use Emeria as well. So a lot of cool concepts we could look at again. So the Orcish Bowmaster still does punish when you're drawing additional cards, so things like Faithless Looting are still bad, stuff of that nature. So the big kind of tech that we saw in the Wizards deck was moving off of Op in terms of Sleight of Hand to get around the draw condition. Now we move to the One Ring. So the One Ring has now required a 1 mana tap ability. So no longer can you just arbitrarily play it that same turn at 4 mana, start drawing cards. There is a tax. This one will be interesting to see how it plays out. I don't think the 1 mana is necessarily a huge burden, but it does slow it down that initial turn. So they're not getting cards right away. It might be enough, while it still has the fog effect, it may be enough to kind of slow it down and kind of slow down curves that makes it a little bit more viable. So really interesting to see how that plays out. It's also very interesting, it's always around that time, a set's been out for, who knows, a couple months, and now we see it, where this has been pretty much taken over. The Arena Championship was historic. 54% of the decks had Orcish Bowmaster in it, and a lot of the decks that were on camera were like the Dimir Control deck, as well as the Yawgmoth decks, which were quite prominently featuring Orcish Bowmaster in it. So really excited to see this. I was very down on Historic. I was feeling very dejected. Just overall, just banging my head into Bowmaster mirrors repeatedly over and over again. So I'm very excited to see how this kind of shapes up. Let me know in the comments what you're most excited to see and what you're most excited to try out post the kind of nerf and ban. From the Alchemy set, like honestly, it's very underpowered, I think, in all things. The only card that really jumps out is the Is It Otter. It's 2 mana for 1/1. So notably that kind of gets a buff now. It's a wizard, which is notable. It creates for 2 mana, the adventure is creature gets base 1/1. And then the creature side is whenever you cast an instant or sorcery, it perpetually gets 1 power. And it works while it's in exile as well. So it could be on adventure and then you just have a big creature. Really interesting to try that one out, but I am excited. I just had to kind of jump in. I'm going to go eat turkey now, but Bowmaster hopefully is gone, and I'm just excited. Let me know what you think in the comments. I'll be back with the meta stuff. I'm going to record it today and then have it throughout the week. But like I said, it is Thanksgiving here in Canada, so spending some time with friends, family, and eating some good food. So we'll catch you next time. Thanks for watching. Hope you have a great one.